Hey folks, we're going to do a read. So we're going to kind of check in. Oh, I got too many cards up here today. I got too many cards. We're going to check in on the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. Okay. Now, I may have to, I got to be careful because I notice some YouTubes I watch, they bleep certain words like or sexual. You know, if you could read lips, you know, things like that. So if I use maybe initials of certain things, just kind of put two and two together. Just want to be careful and stuff. You know, I don't really care. I don't make a lot of money on this channel. I make a little. I made a little on YouTube, but I don't make tons of money on YouTube or anything like that. But still, I don't want to be demonetized. I don't want to get a strike. You know, trying to be careful. And I noticed some males YouTubes have said some people have even come after their channel for supporting Johnny Depp and things like that. So far, everybody's been, a lot of people are really pro Johnny Depp on this channel. Okay. And it could be because they're enlightened. You know, a lot of, I've got a lot of, intuitives that do read my channel. I hope, other tarot readers, we like to read each other's channels, or watch each other's channels and things like that. So let me just kind of check back. So we did the last read, right? If you guys did watch, if you have not watched it, watch that video. That was before the trial started. And I told you guys it was going to be big. And we knew, it was going to be all over the place. Absolutely. It's going to be a big trial. Everything was looking good that Johnny Depp, let me talk about something that I was doing. If you watch the video. When I get to the card that's for Johnny Depp, right in the middle when I'm talking about it, and I hadn't drawn the card yet. It was so funny. I caught myself because I rewatched the video. I don't, not just to watch myself, but I just like to see how the read comes out, because sometimes I don't remember all I say, because when I'm kind of channeling the spirit, I can lose my memory. It's hard to explain. Okay. I'm connecting to my higher self and stuff. So sometimes I forget things I say. This is one of the reasons I love to record reads for my clients, because if people come back to me, hey, by the way, can you tell me about when you said this? It's so much nice when I can go back to their video. Now I know what I was trying, Anyway, so, but I was kind of in the middle of the conversation, talking about, and I was just about to draw the card for his position, okay? That's kind of how he is, his feelings, emotions, and certain things going for him and stuff like that. And I was in the middle saying, I don't know if he'll be able to gain back his reputation. We'll have to see. And then when I turned over the card, it was the card gain. Crazy. And when I, watched that, I'm like, wow, I was just in the middle of processing that thought. But then Spirit's like, oh no. And stuff. So, the good thing is that so far, his interview, I was about to say, his testimony and everything is so incredible. It feels incredibly truthful to me. Us readers have good bullshit detectors. And I'm not just saying because I want it to be true, because I've always loved Johnny Depp. I thought he was a great guy. I really feel he's a very mellow, and if you're an angry type of person, okay, to be mellow like that, that's just, how do you pull that off? But what we always, yes, we do want to be conscientious. He is also an incredible actor. But there's just certain things you can't act through. I find it also very interesting. He never watches his movies after they're done, which shows really to me a lack of vanity. Okay, there was something, I was like, wow, he's only watched maybe a couple of his movies before, but it's not something, he doesn't enjoy sitting through them. That's very, very amazing. There's a lack of vanity with the man. There's something very, he's, unique. But yes, that gain card, I was just in the middle, kind of questioning, and then Spirit just answers exactly what I'm in the middle of discussing. That's what I love about tarot. Tarot is so fascinating, and I love to share it with the world. It's one of the things, and also give guidance with people, because I know it's, with connecting with it and giving messages of Spirit, I know it can help people and even get to the truth. That is definitely what I want to do. Is I'm a truth seeker. I want to get to the truth with certain things, especially something like this where you've got somebody lying, it looks like, right? Okay. But okay, if I want to play devil's advocate, we have not heard her side yet. But, you know, it's so compelling. I was just watching a YouTube, and it was showing him laying on the gurney when his finger got severed, the cigarette burned in his face, and his hand, oh, and he was just laying there so defeated, and my heart, if you don't feel, you know, that what that man's been through and stuff like that, you know. Going over a little bit more about the read, though, remember the very first card, you guys know I had a big, long discussion about the first card being the sun, about his innocence and so forth. I feel a lot of that is shining in his testimony. He's doing a great job. I mean, he's really doing, it's got to be hard to talk about his mother. Oh, my God, my heart was breaking. The story about his father, and that kind of explains some things. It's kind of like he's being his dad trying to get away, his dad taking the hits, his dad, you know, and then he finally gets to the point, I can't take it anymore, when he finally, you know, he packs up, leaves very quietly, and just, you know, goes, you know, and then when Johnny Depp is 15, he goes to his dad's work, and his dad's like, you're the man now, I can't do this anymore. You know, that had to have been hard, you know, but he, a lot of love for his father. And, you know, and then just, you know, what he went through with his mother certainly explains maybe, there's some, and then of course being, diagnosed bipolar, you know, and various things that can certainly explain self-medicating. But the crossing card, the Seven of Cups. Now, Seven of Cups can be an addiction card for me. And this is why. Seven of Cups, if you guys know the card, the many cups, they're all full of something. And they represent certain choices, you know, that really are not the best choices always. There's certain, let me find the card for you and I'll explain. Let me give you guys a tarot education real quick. And I'll explain a little bit about it. I've got these in order, so I should be able to find it quick. Hold on. Give you guys education here for those, you know. And then my other, you know, tarot aficionados and everything. Here you go. I've got a real nice one. Okay, see how that kind of, this is the way I kind of interpret the card. The head of the woman represents beauty. Now, we could even see Johnny Depp, okay, the Seven of Cups, you know, she's a beautiful woman, right? And he had a little midlife crisis. You know, he probably had a little bit of something, okay? And the snake can kind of represent even the pursuit of knowledge and things like that. Castles built on the sand, we know the impermanence of certain things, you know. And the jewels, you know, represent wealth. The little wreath can represent fame. The dragon can represent power. So we've got these cups that can kind of lead you astray on the path. But see the little hooded guy? That's the one you want to choose. That really represents choosing the true self. You know, the spiritual life. We've come here to find and discover the true self. There's something holy about that cup that's shielded, but it's covered. It's, you know, it's got a veil on it and stuff. And even Neptune influences this card very heavily. Even Neptune, you know, kind of represents, you know, going beyond the veil. You know, the planet's very Maya, but the planet Neptune also in astrology can have to do with addictions. Okay, when we look at certain things where people may fall, or like if I'm reading an astrology chart, you know, when I'm looking at Neptune, yes, Neptune is a very spiritual planet. So there is that. It is a higher octave, okay, of Venus. But also on the same token, it can be a planet of addictions. You know, escaping reality. You know, certain things people may do to, they may lose touch with reality, try to escape reality. Okay, things like that. Okay, so the Seven of Cups was the crossing card. So I knew, of course, and it's been, you know, this is what the defense is going to try to put on, is really pick at him for his problems with addictions. Okay, and they're going to try to say, oh, well, because he's an addict, he must be an abuser. They're going to try to put the two together in people's mind, and that's just not the way it is. Not all addicts are abusive. And so, yes, the two can go hand in hand, absolutely. If anybody's ever, you know, if you've had alcoholic parents, alcoholic partners, you know, but everybody responds to things differently. Okay, some people just get real mellow. Some people just act real stupid. Some people might, you know, even just go cry in a corner and be depressed. And some people can get violent. Everybody responds differently. Okay, so but so it's you know, they're gonna try to utilize that maybe, you know, when he started using or doing this, that, or whatever he was doing, that he becomes some kind of monster. Okay, and you know, so that would be the opposing card. You know, the one thing that does not work in his favor, he's trying to prove his innocence, upright, you know, the sun. But then that addiction card, that's going to be the challenge, okay, that they're going to try to use against him, and we'll start seeing more of that coming and stuff. But very he's a very mellow, you know, just, you know, he's just a very kind of soft spoken, mellow, easy, laid back kind of energy and stuff like that. It feels very sensitive to me and stuff. And if he was the abuser the whole time, I would be stunned. I'd be like, that's a damn good actor. That man deserves an Academy Award, you know, but seriously, I feel with that son, you know, saying that, the innocence. But I will tell you this, I do feel he has a very good potential to win. He had the game card in his position. There were some real good positives, okay, that he could do that. But I do feel this, the one thing with the gain card, win or lose, he is going to gain supporters. He got the gain card, you know, and like I said, you know, just as if you watch the video, right when I get to that card, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to gain back with all this and gain. Oh, well, his spirits, you know, see, that's why I really, you know, I got to tune to spirit, because little self can get in the way, right? But spirit they can always tell, nope, I see it a different way than you do. You know, so I'm kind of questioning an area, and spirit's like, here's your answer. And so I do feel his testimony, for anybody who watches it, you know, really kind of sits down, and I do feel a lot of people are watching it right now. You know, obviously not all of us, as we have jobs, can sit down and watch all of court TV. I mean, he testifies for hours. But, you know, there are various snippets that a lot of people are looking at these YouTubes of people, you know, various content creators that are doing snippets and giving input. And there's just a lot of, you know, it's very compelling, you know, what's going on. It's amazing. It's amazing. But I feel he's done a good job. But let's see, this is what the reading's about and so forth. I want to kind of tune in, and what I'm going to do is this. I decided to do this is just kind of putting everything together. I want to kind of see where things are at, especially in the mind of the jury, how they're kind of feeling and stuff. Is, you know, Johnny Depp making an impact, you know, with his testimony? Are they feeling, you know, that he is telling the truth? How are, you know, and also even public perception. Is this a good thing? Is he doing a good job? Now, I know they're going to start trying to question and do some things here, but you know, and everything, and poke holes into his stuff. But I feel he's doing pretty good. So let's go ahead and look at it. Let's kind of check it out. I'm going to do a different deck. I'm going to do my Everyday Enchantment Tarot. It's kind of my social deck. I thought it might be a good one. Spirit saying use this one. I hope it works and so forth. And you know what's kind of funny? Okay, let me show you something. I noticed this. It was just kind of weird. Okay. I don't know. It's just a synchronicity. Okay. So a synchronicity I noticed. Okay, see this deck here? Okay, this is a new deck that I've got. It's kind of like in a Lenormand deck. It's a little bit like that, but it's called the Kipper deck, okay? So it's got all kinds of different things that are very good for, like, you know, society, you know, type of, you know, different things. It's kind of very, you know, the characters are very old-fashioned. You know, just like here's a card, Sudden Wealth. I hope that would be for Johnny, that he could get some, oh, it might be. Courthouse. Okay, see, it's a very powerful deck. Look at that. Courthouse. Okay. And then even the card Message. Okay. This deck is called a Kipper deck. It's a unique deck. And the funny thing is Johnny Depp's doctor is Dr. Kipper. And when I heard his name was Dr. Kipper, and I did use the Kipper deck in his reading, I was like, that's not a common name, guys. Kipper is not a common name. And then one of my decks that I used for his reading was Kipper, and that was before the case even started. I just thought it was a little weird. That just, you know. Real quick here, though, I'm going to start the read. I'm just going to get up and open a window because I'm very hot in here. I had the heat on earlier, and if I'm heated, I'm going to pass out. So let me just, I don't have a pause button here, so hold on. I'll be right back. And this weather has been so weird. I think last week, was it last week here it snowed or something? And it's been real cold at night. Various things. It's been real crazy. But yeah, let's get to it. I don't want to, last time in the beginning of the his case, the one I did, I talked a long time. Now there is a thing there, if you do watch the first video I did, and I really, you guys, check that. It was a good read. Not tooting my horn, I'm just saying it was, you know, the cards that came out were pretty awesome. But I did do a timestamp, so if you don't want to hear me babble, and talk about a whole bunch of things, click that, you know, where I have the timestamp, it goes right to the read. It's awesome. It's a real neat feature of YouTube, especially for us readers, which is great. So, it was just getting a little too hot in here. I thought I might have to wait till it cools down and start the video over, but I got started, so I really don't want to do that. Yeah, but let's see. So we want to kind of tune in, Spirit, with Johnny Depp. Actually, give it some knocks there. Kind of see how is the jury feeling about him? How is this the nail in the coffin for Amber and everything? Is this doing good? You know, they've got, he's got some good evidence there. I mean, obviously, the severed finger in him in the hospital. He didn't put a cigarette out on his own face. Nobody would do that. Nobody in their right mind would do that. Okay. But, you know, the story of his childhood, you know, it does happen sometimes. People that have been abused end up with abusers. And it's just... you know, it's very powerful. You know, poor guy's a broken man. This is a hard deck to shuffle. Come on, get in there, Johnny Depp. How's the jury feeling? How's the public feeling? Oh, a little interesting tidbit. Somebody had just put out a YouTube that I follow that Jason Momoa. Okay, now Jason Momoa, if you guys don't know and have been living under a rock, he does the movie Aquaman. And Amber Heard is his co-star. Okay? So anyway, well, he just tonight, okay, they showed the receipts were there, the screenshots. He just tonight followed Johnny Depp on Instagram. Isn't that interesting? Okay, is he showing he's Team Johnny Depp? And that's very interesting, considering that's his co-star, right? Is he making a statement? Is he trying to make a quiet statement? You know, a micro statement by doing that? Okay, I don't know if anybody else has talked about it, but somebody did mention it, that he did follow. And I like, Jason Momoa seems like a good guy. I don't think Lisa Bonet would marry a bad dude. Okay, I think she's a very cool person. And, you know, they're spiritual people. You know, I know they are. And they don't feel too affected by Hollywood. They're not the Hollywood elite to me. She has no social media. I mentioned that once before. She's definitely not part of any of that. And he doesn't feel it either. He really doesn't. So, but it was a very interesting move. Okay, especially she's his co-star. What is he saying there? Okay, what's he saying? Okay, here we go. Let's see how Johnny Depp's doing, but that was interesting. So, I wonder if anybody else is going to talk about that move he made. Oh, Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords, very first card. Seven of Swords is the betrayal. Okay, the sneakiness, you know, the evidence. It could be faking evidence. See, he's got a thief and stuff like that. So this does make me feel, okay, with what's going on with the jury, that they're, you know, they're sensing, you know, deception. Okay, and this is, you know, this is a lot of what the case is about. You know, the defamation, the deception, and things like that. They're starting to pick up on this. They're seeing, you know, things come into light, evidence and so forth, and they're realizing that there's some shady things that have been happening. Okay, so very interesting. We got that. We got everything in this card. We got the fox. We got the thief. Everything. And then we've got the Ace of Coins here. We've got the Ace of Coins. So this is very interesting. A lot of this obviously is about the money. Okay, this is about, you know, obviously it's a lot more about that. But obviously if he wins this defamation lawsuit and stuff. So definitely that can be an abundance card. That also, the aces can be a beginning and everything, a gift and so forth, a gift of the spirit. So they're definitely thinking about it. Okay, and stuff. That's very, it could be a payday. Let's kind of go ahead and see what we've got. Victory. Victory. Okay, so this is a Chariot card. Okay, that is the Victory card, Major Arcana. Going forward successfully and so forth. And it seems like the Spirit is saying that Johnny Depp is having a victory there. Okay, he's going to be victorious with this testimony. This is looking very good. Okay, to get the Chariot at the foundation here like this, it tells me that, you know, he's done a good job. Okay, the divine is guiding the Chariot. Always remember, the divine is what guides the Chariot. Okay, so this is really good. And we've got the Six of Coins that is popping up in here. So let me kind of look at this kind of energy and stuff. You know, and that's, you know, about the giving and the receiving, the giving to the beggars and all this stuff. Let me go ahead and look at this. Okay, see, one of the things I like this deck is you got to really pay attention to the imagery. It's very awesome. You got to really look at this stuff. Oh, so we've got this kind of, look at this image. It's where you got to really play with the art. There's this kind of well-to-do, you know, woman. This kind of almost makes me feel Amber, you know, just trying to enjoy, you know, fame, wealth, and things like this, you know, and just kind of looking down on people. Okay, so this is a little different here. But right here, if you look at that, I know it's going to be hard for you guys to read, but this little thing right here someone's holding up says help on it. Okay? It says help, which is very interesting. Like somebody's holding up a thing to this woman saying help, and she's just kind of like this among all these, you know, people that are really struggling and having a hard time and things like that. And even there's something very interesting also here, which says, which is amazing. That's why I love, you got to pay attention to your art as tarot readers. This says appeal. This says appeal. So a couple things here. Very interesting. Very interesting. So the Six of Pentacles, one meaning, okay, that could be receiving gifts. And then we've got the Ace of Pentacles here. So this could be that one, Johnny Depp, gets his gift. Remember, the gift of the beggars. So it's not necessarily, and Amber Heard is kind of living her best life here, or she's trying to at the moment, right? But she's going to have to give a gift. And I hate to put Johnny Depp in the beggar situation, but what I feel it's more saying is, you know, just the way he's been hurt, especially financially, okay, in this situation and so forth, right? So she would be the one who has to pay him, right? Okay, so few things there. He's got this cry for help in a situation that he's been in and so forth, you know, that he's really the one, you know, who's suffered. She tries to live her best life, right? But she's going to have to pay the beggar, it looks like. She's going to have to give. Aha! Aha! Because of his victory. So it's looking really good. So far, so good. He's got excellent shot, Spirit is saying. But that funny little word, I'm telling you, right there, when you look at it, it appears to say appeal. Appeal. So this makes me feel, if there was a situation, I'm not, can you appeal? You know what? Can you appeal a civil case? I think you can. Okay, color me stupid. Let me just make sure, okay? Can you appeal a civil case or lawsuit?
According to how courts work, in a civil case, either party may appeal to a higher court.
Yes.
In a criminal case.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Yes. So, this is interesting. Okay, this is why you got to pay attention to your art and the little fine details. It's my Virgo moon working. So it looks like there's a potential here. He has a good shot at winning, which seems to kind of sum up very well, okay, with the very first read I did. Okay, that he can win. Now, I don't know if he can win the full 50 million, though. That doesn't mean, sometimes they go high and then, the gift is low. Okay, but the beggar does seem to get a gift here. Okay, so, obviously she's dropping coins, Amber Heard living her best life, trying to. But there is an appeal. The word appeal is in this card, which makes me feel, well, if an appeal comes up, then he must win, right? Aha. Okay, so it's looking good so far at everything. Yeah, and a lot, the Two of Cups, the soulmate card, popping up in here. The Two of Cups, the soulmate card, they're still soulmates, but is this some kind of karmic relationship? Probably, because don't forget, karmic relationships can be soulmates too. Okay, I know some of you may beg to differ, but that's the way it is. The Three of Cups, that was, can be a symbol of marriage. Okay, and that can also be a symbol of happier times. In the beginning, things were okay. But, and then they got married. And that's kind of when things, take a turn and stuff. And we've got the Fool card. And a lot of it, he really did take a leap into something, kind of leapt into the unknown. And he probably feels like a fool, but he, that's what people make mistakes. He didn't understand this was coming, and see, the thing is, when somebody's been in an abusive situation, and that's what they know, that's how they were raised, there are certain things that, especially if things have been extreme, there are certain things that they may accept or put up with, or not really realize or recognize are abuse in the beginning, because they're so used to it. They're not used to normal relationships. Okay, there we go. Let's go and see. And then we've got the Page of Cups popping up in there, and that I know this is a girl, but this is kind of pointing me actually to him, to childhood, being kind of a sensitive and an empath. Okay, the page can also be male or female. So this kind of brings me back to his younger self. And a lot of people are looking at that, tells me and points to me that the really paid attention to the childhood and everything. And if anybody in the jury has gone through any hard stuff with family members or any kind of trauma, are definitely going to empathize. But I feel they are really paying attention to his childhood and everything. And then also the Ten of Wands, the heavy burden, the stress that he has been under and stuff. It's a big one. But this is his, his moment where he can kind of talk about everything, that he's been through, everything that he suffered and so forth. He could kind of, it's a moment he can kind of lighten his load. So, even though I do feel he's going to win, things are looking really good here. I love doing this second read because it looks like my lady who's living her best life here is going to have to pay the beggar, right? But one of the things about it is he gets a chance to tell his story. So, I'm only saying, in the whole situation, win or lose, many people listening to him are really paying attention to his word. They're hanging on every word. They have to be, because it's such an incredible story. It's almost unfathomable that this happened to him, especially when he is who he is, and a lot of people I know don't understand, why did he walk away sooner? Why did he walk away sooner? A lot of it is his childhood trauma and things like that, and then love, he felt this is a soulmate love for whatever reason, and the manipulation, okay, the manipulation. But, when we think about it, the marriage itself was only a year and so many long, Okay, so, but, and then he's also kind of fighting his own demons. He's fighting his own addiction and things like that. But notice something. Let me pop up here for a minute. If you guys saw this part. Oh, I got a shoulder pain here, so excuse me. Just even doing that about killed me. Laid on it wrong, and I haven't been right for the few days. Send me Reiki if you want. No, but what was it? Now I don't even know what I was going to say. I was about to say something. Damn it! Oh my God, I was about to say something. Never mind. I'll come back to it. Oh no, here we go. I remember. I didn't want to hang there for too long in silence. One of the things he said was in the very beginning when they were seeing each other, is that when he would come home, what she liked to do is he would sit down. It was very kind in the beginning. That's what they do, right? She would take off his boots, but she would also bring him a glass of wine. Now, a couple of things here. There was a weird thing about the boots. Like one day he came home, took off his own boots because she was busy doing something. And she said, no, you don't do that. That's my job. And stuff. And she got a little, short with him about that. No. But she was bringing him glasses of wine. Well, at the same time, if you know this person has an addiction problem, why are you bringing them glasses of wine? So it kind of makes me feel in some kind of a way, that by keeping him in an addictive state and so forth, manipulating him in various ways, driving him, and I do feel she kind of drove him, okay? Because there was a period he was doing good for a few months, and then she was starting in on him, and he finally just sat down and had the vodka. That's the night he gets his finger severed, okay? So it's, there's a lot of stuff there. One of the sad stories was when she was withholding his medication. Now, if anybody knows, especially if he's bipolar, medication, if you're used to a certain medication, and I don't know if it was bipolar medication, I'm not sure what it was, but if you don't keep it regular, okay, that you could get extreme headaches, withdrawals, and stuff. Like when I was on medication, if I missed a pill, I could get extreme headaches. I wouldn't feel right. I could get the chills. It's a really horrible feeling. Okay. So I'm actually med free now, but it was, I was on medication for a while. So anyway, but she wouldn't give him his pills, and he was like begging her to give pills. What a horrible thing to do to a person. And I do believe him on that. That's just, oh my God. Poor guy is trying to, beg for his own meds. But I don't know why he didn't just leave and then like call his doctor. I don't know. Like we said, we don't totally understand, in these situations and stuff. And let's kind of go ahead and see here what we've got. Okay, so and we do have in his position the Six of Swords. And that can be about moving away from troubled water. And he did get the Knight of Wands last time as well, in my last read. And a lot of that, I believe, for him, he is Gemini. I did have to look him up. But the creative energy, the fire, the passion. This is a very passionate man who really wants to follow his art and everything and create. He's a very creative artist person and stuff. So he that's in his position. But that Six of Wands, moving away from troubled water, is what the Six of Swords definitely can be about and stuff. So I definitely feel him going into a better position is looking good. Let's kind of go ahead in the environment, judgment. Okay, judgment and stuff. He's definitely gone through a lot of judgment. Everybody's judging this case. But look at the judgment card in this one. See, that woman kind of looks, she looks kind of rough there and everything. And, so people kind of are looking down on her, a lot of people, as that kind of, tacky woman and stuff in his life and so forth. But definitely, yeah, we got that Page of Wands energy there and everything, that she's kind of an opportunist. I feel people are going to see that, that she was, the Page of Wands can be about opportunity, that she was saw an opportunity, by messing with his career, one, to hurt him, but also to elevate herself, by trying to be the face of the Me Too movement and all this. And she kind of wanted to be that person. That's what these kind of narcissist type of people do. It is real funny. They're the victimizer, but then they want to come across as the victim and get support and love and adoration from everyone else. It's crazy. So she saw this as an opportunity and so forth. And then in the hopes and fears, we got the death card. Hopefully, and I feel that's one of the things Johnny Depp is hoping for, is this could be the end all court case of everything. And it could just, come to an end. He can move on to another chapter. Outcome card. King of Wands and stuff. King of Wands popping up in there. That is very good because we start with the Knight and then we're ending kind of with the King. Stepping into his power, that he's been able to step into his power. Okay, so in assessment, looking at this, very powerful. We've got the Seven of Swords, which makes me feel that, that the jury does sense there's been deception. Okay, and that's what the deception, defamation, all that stuff. I feel that they're sensing that it's there. Okay, that's good. That's good. Evidence, the evidence left behind and so forth. They're paying attention to this, the voicemails and everything like that. Now, I'm sure, and some jurors are probably kind of like, hey, they're both kind of toxic. Okay, he can be a little toxic too. I mean, he's obviously got some problems, some addictions, but, violent doesn't seem like it, right? He really doesn't come across that. He's a very low, mellow, but anytime we've ever seen him talk before, he's always been this way. If you've watched any interviews he's done, he's not a hyped up, it's just very chill, mellow type of energy and stuff like that. But the Six of Coins, very interesting, some stuff sitting next to Chariot, the victory card. Okay, so far his testimony looks victorious in the sense they're paying attention to this and it looks like they're believing him. Okay, but we've got this kind of, she's kind of living her best life, like I said, kind of going on, do this Aquaman series, trying to do this and everything. And then, but she's going to have to drop change, right? Okay, she's going to have to give to the beggars here. And that's what he's kind of, even when we think about it, okay, the beggar analogy is really not too far from when we talked about the meds. He had to beg for his meds. He had to, various positions that, he was in, almost begging for peace, begging for the, having to lock himself in the bathroom. All that seems really compelling. And, even the help, we've got the word help in here, that the man needed help. It's so much crying for help. But then that little word appeal is popping up in here. There's appeal and stuff. So that makes me feel there could be an appeal, which, oh God, he'd have to do another one. A very potential that they could try to do that. So, so he may not get the money right away, obviously. Let's look a little at Lenormand, how we're doing here. How are we doing here? And I'm going to try to make this video. Oh, I guess I am almost 40 minutes into it. Okay, let's see. So we've got the lady card. This is funny. Remember, we're talking about, I'm trying to get in the head of the juror. The lady pops up next to the fox. Okay, very interesting. And we talked about that. The Seven of Swords does have, the deception card does have a fox in it. Okay, so the lady and the fox sit side by side. The fox is sly, a friend is too. Someone may try to deceive you. With wily glances, Bernard snaps, evade deception, and beware old traps. So they're seeing that there's deception there. Okay, so the lady and the fox, they're looking at her that she's the fox. Good. Good. I want them to see the truth. That's what we want. That's what we want. So let's kind of go ahead and look in here. So you've also got the moon, though. Definitely everybody is trying to kind of clear the haze and everything like that. They're using their intuition. Their, intuition and perception soar in the night. Emotions wax and wane in the moonlight. So they're really paying attention. They're really paying attention. The slumbering moon, when it rises near, means that great honor are bound to appear. So very good. I've also got the flowers, which can represent happiness and so forth. So it's good things. He can be very happy and everything. Now we've got that ring really representing, to me, representing also contracts, okay, commitments and so forth. There was even a contract in the divorce decree. Okay, several things. One, they were not supposed to talk about each other. Okay, I didn't use his name, but there was an agreement. You're not supposed to talk about each other. Okay, and then she's out there talking all this crap about him. they had an agreement in the contract. Now, one of the things they're trying to bring in the contract, the other side, which they brought up a little bit today, is that they both signed that nobody had been abusive to each other. And they're trying to point that against him. And he's like, my lawyer said not to fight. Okay, don't engage into all that. Just, be done with this. And that's the thing. There was also in the contract, though, that nobody was supposed to talk about each other. So a lot of this, they're going to be looking at certain things that were signed and contract, hence the ring. Representing not only the marriage, but contracts and agreements. Okay? And everything. And then we've got the gentleman, is popping up. Principal card shows a man tried and true, held in high regard. He tells fortunes for you. And so I feel they're holding him in high regard and so forth. Okay? So this is very interesting stuff. So far looks good for Johnny. I feel that the jury is really feeling the lady has the Fox card. They're really paying attention. They're feeling she's lying. Okay, but we're not all the way there yet, of course, because we still apparently, I believe she's supposed to testify, seeing what she kind of says. Now, I was watching a few snippets on YouTube. A lot of people are putting down old stuff, but even when she testified around the time of the Sun lawsuit and all that, even though she was being sued, she was real weird when it was her time to testify. Like, she had a thing of cookies, right? And so they would ask her a question about some kind of accusation of abuse to him. And right when they would ask the question, she would put a cookie in her mouth and start chewing. She acted like she didn't give a shit, okay, about this stuff. It just, and it was real weird behavior. And I can't think of the name of that guy that does the body language on YouTube. The bald guy who dresses real sharp, and he's got like a tapestry or like a board of a whole bunch of movie stars in the background and stuff. He's very good. He's a very good body language. I wish I could think of his name, but he's done her before, and he's definitely talked about like him and her and who appears to be honest, telling the truth and things like that, certain cues. But check him out. I wish I could think of his name and stuff. I'll have to... Let me see if I, let me find him in case you guys are interested. If I can find him real quick, I'll let you know. Hold on. The body language guy on YouTube. Oh, what is his name? Oh my God, there's somebody called the body language guy, but that's not him. That's not him. That's not the one I'm thinking of. But there really is somebody called the body language guy on YouTube, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. There's someone else, and I can't think of his name. Oh my God. Body language experts on YouTube. I'm trying. That's funny. I didn't know there really was somebody called that, but that's not who I'm thinking of. Where is that guy that I watch? Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not sure of what his name is and stuff. But there's quite a few of them, though. There's quite a few of them. And I know some people call it pseudoscience, but I don't think it is. I think it's, certain things, when people shift eyes certain ways or do certain things, you could tell a lot about them. You could tell a lot about them. It's very interesting. So very interesting, she's trying to live her best life. She may have to cough up that cash is what it's looking like. But there could potentially, he's got that chariot card. So far it looks like he's very successful. He's doing a good job with the jury. I feel he's very convincing that they're believing his story, and they're especially impassioned by his childhood. Okay, the sensitivity, the abuse he suffered and so forth. But yes, it's very powerful stuff here. The only challenge, like I said, from that first reading that I did, could be a little bit of his addiction problem. If a juror has had to live with addiction or dealt with addictive parents, there could be something where they're empathizing, and with, oh my God, I know how awful addicts can be, that kind of thing could color perception. Okay, because this case is a lot about perception and things like that. So very powerful stuff, but so far it does look like he's being very compelling on the stand, and he's been victorious, that chariot, even in the sense, if, like I said, I do feel he's going to win, but say he didn't, I feel he still gained support. Even Jason Momoa,